There's a man in this manga who points a loaded gun at a photo of somebody he hasn't even fought yet. And the disturbing thing is this: switch one afternoon of his life for a different one, and he's Ippo, Marcos Rosario, WBC lightweight champion, Puerto Rico. In the street they don't call him champion though. They call him the bad boy. And you know, this manga does not hand out nicknames for free. Rosario didn't come up through a gym like everybody else in the story. This man came up through an organization. He was scouted as a teenager, worked his way to bodyguard for the boss, and for a while that was fine. Loyalty for a life. Simple trade. But then somebody snitched the organization out to the police. Nobody ever proved it was Rosario. His own crew didn't wait for proof either. They just decided and shot him within an inch of his life over a guess they never even bothered confirming. But he lived. And the conclusion he walked away with is genuinely one of the bleakest and coldest lines in this whole 1500 chapter story. The only thing that had never lied to him was his own hands. So he turned pro. But not for the belt, because his fists were the last relationship he had left standing. And now listen to me. Same violence, same total refusal to quit, but completely different spark that lit the fire. Nobody betrayed Ippo into boxing. Takamura found the kid getting curb stomped by bullies and decided for no reason he owed anybody that the kid was worth saving. That's the whole gap between these two. It's not talent and it's not power. Just who showed up on the worst day of their life and who didn't. Rosario was never built to be Ippo's opponent. He is the answer to a question this manga never says out loud. What does Ippo look like if Takamura keeps walking? A couple of hundred chapters ago, Takamura told Ippo this: to get anywhere close to Ricardo Martinez level, he has to stop being himself for a minute. He has to become a monster. To Ippo, this sounded like a threat. As if the price of getting there is his decency. Like somewhere past a certain point, strength and cruelty start looking the same. But watch Rosario's fight against Mashiba and you realize that's not what Takamura meant at all. Rosario did not walk into this fight sharp. He walked in straight out of a prison cell, dehydrated, running on fumes. By every measurable standard, he shouldn't have been competitive. And when it mattered, he did not reach for clean technique or good sportsmanship. He reached for something a lot uglier and a lot more useful. The refusal to accept that he was done, regardless of what his body was telling him. That's the monster. It's not malice nor cruelty, just the total absence of a stopping point. Ippo got into the sport to answer a question. What does it actually mean to be strong? Rosario isn't asking anything. He fights like a cornered animal that has already decided dying is not on the table tonight. And if Ippo ever wants to stand across from Ricardo Martinez and survive it, game plans and conditioning are not going to be enough when they run out. He is going to need whatever switch Rosario has been living with his whole life. But let's forget the mentality for a second. Let's go into the technical stuff. Mashiba's world title fight against Rosario, and the gym cannot find a sparring partner. Because Rosario is not a normal southpaw. This dude is a genuine infighter who happens to be a southpaw. Fast hands, faster feet, head moving the whole time. Closing range like it personally offends him to stand still. And it's not only the speed that makes him miserable to prepare for. Southpaw infighters get to do something orthodox fighters spent their whole careers unlearning. Rosario plants his lead foot on the outside of yours instead of squaring up against it. So he's cutting off your retreat before your feet even realize there's a problem. From there, his lead hand is already traveling around an angle your guard was never built to cover. A right hook wrapping in from the side. You don't see it coming, you just feel it land. And now let's get back to Ippo. Retired. He should be done. Instead, he quietly rebuilds his entire stance from scratch to fight like a man he's never even met. Teaches himself the conversion, the step-in, the footwork, every bit of it. With nobody in his corner walking him through a single rep. Nobody helped him with this, a full rebuild alone. And whatever he worked out by himself ended up being Mashiba's world title strategy. Ippo is a purist, clean hits, honest form, and he actually gets uneasy watching a fight tip over into something that is not boxing anymore. Rosario is not like this. His records got 3 no contests and 2 wins where the other guy got too bloodied by headbutts to continue. Even Ippo the scientist cannot tell you for certain those were accidents. And this is important. A world title is not just a test of who hits harder. Somewhere past a certain level, it starts testing who's actually willing to live in the space between what's obviously illegal and what a referee standing 6 feet away can prove in real time. Rosario doesn't need to cheat outright. What he does is he needs the fight to be a little uglier than the other guy trained for, and most opponents never adjust in time to matter. When I read the fight for the first time, this made me angry, man. Mashiba did everything correctly. Trained like it was the only thing left in his life, even trained with Ippo, kept his temper in check, walked in with the cleanest game plan of his career. Rosario walked in fresh out of a prison cell, man. Rushed the weight cut, next to no camp and running on prison canteen food. Round 7. Rosario wins by TKO. Forget Mashiba losing, man. He goes out on a stretcher, unconscious, straight to the hospital. The doctors do a craniotomy on him. He doesn't wake up for 3 days, and when he finally does, he can't even talk yet. Preparations did not save him. Discipline did not save him. The guy who did everything right lost to the guy who did almost nothing right. Because almost nothing for Marcos Rosario still includes whatever that switch is that Ippo spent this whole saga trying to understand. Although Ippo is retired, he was not watching this fight like a fan. For a couple of days he was Rosario. Same stance, same lead foot, same footwork taught to himself alone. So let's say Rosario has crossed the line Takamura has been describing. Then this means Ippo isn't just witnessing it from ringside. He's watching his own reflection do it. The exact shape he built with his own hands, taken all the way to where it actually leads, a hospital bed. A piece of his friend's skull removed, and the belt still in Rosario's hands regardless. And I'm telling you this, gang, Ippo learned something important from this fight. By watching Mashiba almost die in the ring, he's not walking into the ring blind anymore. He already met the monster Takamura talked about, wearing his own footwork. The only question left is whether he's willing to become one too. Same violence, same refusal to ever back up a step. One of those dudes is aiming a gun at a dog. The other one just quietly built a version of his own worst-case scenario, watched it cost his friend a piece of his skull, and still has to decide if he can live with becoming it.